Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Heavy Hitters live is in your city. I'm your host, K Styles, aka the Sixth Man. Right above me, you know him as the Don, aka El Grande. What's happening, homie?
Man, I ain't in the mood.
And right next to him on your screen left, you know him as the Senator, Mad Mike Sports. We go.
Y'all don't know why it's funny. Y'all don't know why I'm laughing. Because we've been getting so much criticism for the hotel community, and stuff is just going on. I just find it freaking hilarious, man. I just think of stuff in my head. I'm just like, bro, this crazy. This is insane. We'll get to it though.
Exactly. And right next to me, man, we got the minister, Utah Sports in the building.
Yes, sir. What's going on, fellas?
Man. It has been one hell of a week, and we just hitting hump day right now. Day before the Falcon game, as you already know, man. So right before we do that, man, let's give a shout out to the people that's in here already. We got Sil Legacy. We got Tony Hall. We got Ski Yee, Keyshawn. We got Leo in the building. We got Carlos, Gemini Man. We got D. Coleman. They already started with Don right now.
Speaking of hump day,
I'm not talking about. I'm not laughing at Michigan. Don't get it wrong. I'm laughing at something else.
Let's not talk about hump day because I'm pretty sure you're wrong. That motherfucker will have a hump day every day.
Oh Lord, we got BP in the building, y'all. Right before what up, Dre Murphy? Ultra Shadow. All right, so right before we get to that conversation in itself, man.
Let me say something real quick. I want to just thank everybody who stuck by the Heavy Hitters, man. We got Christy Lewis, love of the death. That's my girl. She was the first one. Once we got back monetized over some issues where we got rectified. But I want to thank Christy for becoming our first member again, renewing our membership here at the Heavy Hitter. So I just want to throw a shout out to her for that.
Oh, Christy, because she picked up the pieces. All right. Let's go ahead and get right into it, man. So we already know. Look, speaking of picking up the pieces.
BP. Oh, wow.
Speaking of picking up the pieces, go ahead and highlight that for me, Mike, if you don't mind. Pick up the pieces. I ain't worth a damn, boy. I got a theme song for every goddamn thing. Nah, but for real though, man.
You're the singingest madman I've ever seen in my life. Okay, let me rephrase that. You're the most singingest, mad, smart ass that I've ever met. I gotta get all your.
That's a big ass title right there. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. But let's get right into this, man. So we pretty much gonna be having the preview of Falcons Buccaneers 2 on Thursday Night Football tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get everybody on how they feeling about this game so far. who wanna start this off? So
I'm gonna point at you anyway. So I'm gonna point at you. I'm gonna point at you. I know you ready.
exactly.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Like at this point, everybody playing for their job. You know what I'm saying? This is about pride. I
Mm-hmm.
recently was listening to John Abraham after the last game, and he pretty much talked about he was at the Seattle game, like he was there in person, and he was just like, basically, he didn't see any passion in the second half. And personally, I don't like what I'm hearing from the Raheem Morris. I don't like what I'm hearing from the players when they talk about, well, they had that first kickoff, and then that took the air out of, everybody's sails. And look, man, that was one play. And that was in the beginning of the second half. I understand, you know, why the people or why the team, felt a little bit deflated after that play. But it was 6-6 coming out and they scored a touchdown right off the bat. But at the end of the day, it's like, look, man, we got to be more mentally tough than that. It kind of put me in the mind of the game where Auburn versus Georgia, where Auburn's thinking they're going in for a touchdown. Our quarterback goes to stretch the ball across the goal line and he gets stopped. And it seemed like after that play, the players kind of were just deflated after that. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
look, that's being a front runner. As much as I love my Auburn Tigers, like you can't let one play in the game make the decision for the game, especially if it's not at the end of the game. Like that was the beginning of the second half. So it's like,
Yeah.
bro, there was still a lot of football to be played. So I'm like, I'm kind of going with off of what John Abraham said. He's like, which one of these players is going to be the player that's going to be like, look, I'm gonna make the next play. He was like, he really didn't see nobody on the sideline like still fired up and ready to go. It's like we can't. I know that it's been a lot of misfortunes that has happened to this team, but that's not a good sign when one play can deflate your whole team. I'm just being honest. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's where you have to have a head coach, and that's my problem with Raheem. It's like that cannot be the excuse. As the head coach, you got to know what to say in those moments. You can't let your players have their head down. And that's something that Bijan Robinson talked about today. It's like being able to encourage his teammates. But at the end of the day, it's like we got to be more mentally tough than that because we know that football is not only a physical sport, but it's also a mental sport. Like you got to be able to believe that you're a winner. You got to believe that you can win. And I really feel like the mentality right now for our Falcons is like, the mental side of it is like when something bad happens, when a bad play happens, it's like the here we go again syndrome. Instead of saying we're gonna get them on the next play, it's kind of like, dang, we messed up again, or dang, and it's heads hanging low and stuff like that. So I want to see this team go out there, put it all out there on the field. You got nothing to lose at this point. So at this point, you just go out there and you play for pride. You're playing for your jobs. You're not playing for the playoffs. You're playing spoiler against one of your division rivals, one of your bitter rivals in the Buccaneers that's looking to win the division, I believe, for the fourth or fifth straight season. So at the end of the day, go out there and put it all out there on the line. You don't got nothing to lose. Let it all hang out. Whatever you're going to do in this game, look, it's being put on film. And you may not be auditioning next year for the Falcons, but you may be auditioning for the other 32 teams that's out there or 31 teams that's out there. So I just want to see these guys go out there and enjoy the game. Go out there and play like you know that you can play because we're a talented team. But I just feel like at this point, because we're kind of in that downward spiral, these guys are they're not showing the mental. Football, you got to be not only physically tough, but you got to be mentally tough. And at the end of the day, we know that it's hard to get in the NFL. You're what? The 3%, 1%. Hey, look, man, it's a lot of people that would love to be in your shoes and go out there and play for the money that y'all playing for. So at the end of the day, man, like I said, you got nothing to lose. Go out there, put it all out on the table. The Buccaneers just dropped the game to the Saints, so they're beatable because we just went to New Orleans and beat them in their building. So it's no reason why we can't go down to Tampa and beat them in their building because Tampa has lost the last 5 or 6 or 5 or 7 games themselves. So they're spiraling as well. So this is going to be one of those games where both teams who can rebound at this point because the Saints lost last week. We lost last week. Both of us got a bad taste in our mouth. And at this point, you playing for jobs.
And just to be on the update of things, as we already know, Drake London is going to be out tomorrow. They said Kyle Pitts is questionable too, so
Yes.
so it's going to be interesting to see how that develops before game day. So I just want to throw that out there. And the Buccaneers activated McMillan and Mike Evans, so they're going to be playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. Yeah, Jalen Walker is questionable. All right, Don, man, what you got, man? What you got on what you said?
I mean, look, man, just right now the team just feels deflated. No one feel like they have any purpose anymore, which is why we're just losing games the way we are right now. But again, man, we lose tomorrow night, man. That's 10 losses of the season, right?
Yep.
And we ain't seen
If we lose tomorrow,
double digit. We ain't seen double digit losses in like since 2020.
2023 we were 7-10.
We were 7-10. Okay.
Yeah. But that
We
usually
already
that
had 10 losses.
yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
Right
you
now.
usually
But for real, but yeah, because I remember, 2020. Yeah, that's because we lost our last game when we fired Arthur Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but hell, that was the last game of the season. Like we still got a few more games left in the season to play.
Right.
So again, man, like we gotta find a way to win, man. And I don't want to sound like fucking Raheem, but again, like Tampa Bay, that's a divisional team, man. We can kind of knock them off and have them, because right now I think is Carolina still in the league right now in the division.
they tied right now, both for 7-6.
If we can kind of knock them down, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm tired of seeing Tampa Bay winning in the South. I'm really tired. I don't want to see Carolina winning it, but hell, at the end of the day, man, they've been taking care of business season, so I can't really be mad at them.
Yeah, I think what Don is talking about since 2020 is the possibility of now we end up with like 12 plus losses. Yeah, that's what Don is talking. That's what Don was referring to.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know on that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like again, like we haven't been, as far as record wise, this bad in about 5 years. So we need to try to avoid that at all costs. Like, ain't no tanking. We don't get the first round draft pick. So it's like Drew said, man, y'all need the players, man, they need to hold their heads up high, man, and play with their hearts out, man. Because we know players like Bijan gonna be back, Drake gonna be back, but there's guys that we not resigning. They really need to be out there giving it their all, because again, there's teams that may end up calling them and having them come out there and sign with them. So y'all playing for jobs, y'all playing for y'all careers. Y'all careers on the line at this point. How bad as the coaching is right now, I get it. But at the same time, man, the players, they got to come out there, man, and play mistake-free football against Tampa Bay and execute every play. If the ball get thrown to you, like, catch it. If third and long, like, make the stop, have them force a punt. So.
Okay. Speaking of catching the football, Mike, well, how do you feel about the possibility that we're going to get a possible Chris Blair debut tomorrow?
You really set me up. Like, you're really trying to set me up, ain't you? We're trying to have a PG. The heavy hitters are PG for the most part, okay? You really doing this to me, Kev? Y'all see how he set me up? I'm trying to be a good person. It's December.
I mean, you called me the singingest smart ass.
I didn't ask you to set me up. I was just trying to be honest, and you set me up.
It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Like I said,
So
we
since
don't.
Cam want to be
We
rude and set man Mike up to be mad, okay? Especially on Jesus' birthday month, okay? We gonna leave him alone. Um, so I don't even know how I'm
like
gonna
that.
respond to this.
Like I said, they said they was looking at him. I'm not. I'm not saying.
That's that right there is why I'm like I don't even know how to respond to it. It's like, what you mean you looking at him? Like he's been on the team since preseason. Well, 7 months, almost 7 months. What we doing? You shut up, Ant. What are we doing, man? Like 7 months and David Seals was a quarterback turned wide receiver. So he ain't even a real wide receiver, y'all. Okay? Let me say it again. David Seals is a former quarterback turned wide receiver. So he wasn't even good at quarterback, and they turned him to a wide receiver. And he ain't good at that either. But you've been looking at you had Chris Blair since what, 2020, I believe? I think he was a rookie then. So we've had him about 4 to 5 years and done nothing with him. And you're going to look at him. So these are the things when you look at it, like it makes you question this coaching staff and even what they're thinking. Like my thing is not even the coaching issues. It's just like, what are you thinking? That's what I want to know. Because none of the things that they're like this, like you always say, man, it ain't common sense. Like it's like guys are dropping passes, and I'm talking about multiple receivers, starters, and then everybody except for Drake London. You know what I'm saying? And Drake had I think it was like first 1 or 2 games, he had some issues, getting to a rhythm. That happens in wide receivers. But Drake turned to Drake. But like all the other wide receivers, it didn't matter who the quarterback was thrown to. All of those guys were having issues catching the ball. And like you brought in Drummond, he was worth nothing. Devin Tompkins, all he do is fast, and I mean, I don't even know what he is at this moment. But it doesn't make sense. Like you couldn't tell me. You trying to tell me that the Devin Tompkins guy is better than Chris Blair? Like it's things like this that I just want to. So as far as the wide receivers concerned, I mean, we just see what's happened because at this point, I like it's my belief that you won't see Drake London anytime soon. That's just my opinion. I think you'll probably see Kyle Pitts, but I don't think you'll see much of I don't think you'll see much of Chris Blair. I mean Drake London, to be honest. Like I said, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just want to know what they're thinking. That's literally my issue. I just want to see what these guys are thinking, man. Because I have no clue what these guys are thinking. Nothing makes sense with these guys right now.
Yeah, and kind of piggybacking off of what you said as far as what John Abraham was talking about. Yeah, like you said, at this point in time, the question now is who is the basically just going off what it said, who is the leader? Who is going to be the one that's going to be like, forget all this. We're not going anywhere. But guess what? We finna bust somebody's head out here. And this makes me question whether Raheem Morris really is a player's coach, because if you're a player's coach, it would be easy to rally the guys around through the thick and the thin. And like
give
you
them
said,
a chance. Like player coaches give players a chance to prove themselves. He's not even giving them a chance.
Mm-hmm. Because he's supposed to be one of those leaders in that locker room too, not just the players. But this is the same guy who said that he's a losing leader, so that didn't get any hope of confidence.
Right.
But my thing is, Hey man, you can't come out here on the Nirvana something in the way mentality. You got to come out here and bust folks' heads.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to that song, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But hey, at this point in time, if we don't know if Kyle Pitts is gonna play or not, we know Drake ain't gonna play. We gonna go with the default game plan, and it's run the damn ball. That's all you can do right now. And Southside ain't worth nothing. He just basically said David Seals was one of Lane Kiffin's prodigies 10 years ago.
Wow. I'm gonna leave that
alone. But like I said, man, who's gonna be the one to let they nuts drag on the ground and say we finna do this?
Not a damn person.
I just don't see. Like the thing is, you just look at the players. It's just like they're not gonna do anything about it. So why should we care? Like they're gonna run tight end screens. They're gonna run hooks and curl all game, and they're gonna send one person deep. So, like, what's the point of even like? I think that's the thing. It's not that the players give up on football; they gave up on this coaching staff because they're not making the right adjustments. Like, if you're not going to make the right adjustments, we still haven't seen that 13 personnel. Y'all.
Yeah. We haven't seen that.
Since then. So it's things like this. It's like y'all just the only reason why they did that to shut Kurt up. They did that to shut Kurt up, and now they right back in the pistol. They right back running a lot of those shotgun 4 wide sets, and it's like it's the same thing. So they're not mixing anything up. They're right back. So I think that's the thing with the players is like they're just going to force us to do this over and over again. So I don't necessarily think the players have quit on the game. I think they quit on the coaching staff. The coaching staff is just going to do what they want to do.
But like I said, that's my question to the panel. Is Raheem Morris really a player's coach?
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna set you up for it. So is he really the player's type coach? If a lot of these guys have already given up on him,
He's an egomaniac. Let's just be real. He's not a player's coach, and it's funny to me. It's very ironic that in the same day, earlier today, we got Ray McCloud. He posted something, and a few Falcons players liked it. All right. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go check Ray McCloud's social media account. Hopefully it's still up. I don't know if it's not, but like we say, internet, you can't never delete stuff off the internet. People won't snap it and keep it forever. So it in the same day that happened, and later on, damn, Sharon got fired, and then now I'm just breaking news. He was detained by the police.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. Like I don't know, man. Like coaches for both my teams, they just dumbasses. Like they really don't care about the game of football. They just really don't. They care about making themselves look good or feeling good for the moment or whatever the case may be.
Yes.
Dang. So So like I said, Don, we're gonna like I said, we give us about 15 more minutes, and we're gonna let you go ahead and get your rant off on that particular situation. But going back to this game, man, who steps up in your mind? Who steps up for this game? Who do you hope? Now I ain't gonna use hope. Hope is a desperate word. Who do you believe will be the player that steps up this game and says, "I got this"?
Your best player, Bijan Robinson. You've been saying it all year long. Feed him. Bijan Robinson, your best player, and I believe that your best player should be one of your leaders of your team. So, like when all else fails, you guys know I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan because of LeBron James. When all else fails, if LeBron is on your team, and that's on any team, if Michael Jordan's on your team in Space Jam, who they get a ball to? When the game is on the line, you know who to turn to. I don't care. It don't take a brilliant person, a brilliant coach to understand to get the ball to your best player. They don't take a brilliant coach to understand that. And when I see coaches that can't get their best player the ball, I wonder what's wrong with them. I don't care on what level of sport you playing, professional, pee-wee, whatever. Feed your best player the ball because they give you the best opportunity to win. When Bijan touches the ball, I expect good things to happen. Yes, he fumbled in the last game, and all that told me was, oh, Bijan's not an alien, because I thought he was an alien. He's actually him. He can actually make a mistake. Yeah, he has his fumbles here and there, but those are few far in between. When Bijan touches the ball, when number 7 touches that football, something good 9 times out of 10 is going to happen. So I'll live with the 10% or the 5% where he makes a mistake, because I feel like out of all of the great plays that he makes where basically it should be a loss of 2 yards and he makes it 10 yards, I'm going to live with the mistakes. So I really feel like it's going to come down to your playmakers, your highest paid guys. But Bijan's your best player. Without Drake London being out there, who's that another dog that you have on this team, it's going to have to be Bijan Robinson that's going to be the difference maker on the offensive side. The defensive side of the ball, it's been James Pierce Jr. It's been Jalen Walker. But James Pierce is turning the corner. 5 straight games with a sack. I expect him. The only thing that I want to see out of James Pierce to take his game to the next level, when you turn that corner, instead of just sacking the quarterback, take the ball from him. Bat it and, cause it to be a forced fumble like they did in Berlin, where the defense can turn into offense. That's the only thing I'll say to James Pierce is, you're doing great by getting to the quarterback. But you know what's even better? Take the ball from him. So that'll be the only thing I would say. Those 2 guys are the lightning rods right now because those are the guys that's making the plays. So I'm feeding Bijan. There's no reason why in this game he shouldn't touch the ball 25 to 30 times. I'm sorry. He's your best player. That's all you have because you're not playing the other guys. The Chris Blairs, you're not giving them an opportunity. And I kind of really want to touch really quick on the last question you asked about, is Raheem a player's coach? Yes, he's a player's coach, but it's only the players that he likes. And that's the problem. He's a player's coach, but it's the ones that agree with him and the players that he likes. It's a politics.
I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all.
That caught Mike off guard right there.
Oh man. Oh Lord.
That caught Mike off guard right there.
I wasn't ready for that.
But he's not lying though. Like the thing is, man, we got so many like talented players on this team we ain't even heard of. We don't even know.
We don't know what they doing, man.
We don't know if Troy Anderson buried in the Wichita Mountains.
We don't like we know nothing. What's going on?
That man Troy Anderson went right back to Montana and started hunting bears. That's what he said. He said, "What this shit I'm out. I'm gonna go hunt some bears." Cause it almost made it seem like Troy Anderson was like, "This shit I'm out."
Yeah,
and they just ain't said nothing. Cause bro, we don't even know if dude is alive. That's the wild thing.
We haven't even seen them, man.
Nothing. They ain't even put an article to say if that man is okay. We ain't heard anything about Troy Anderson since training camp.
That's
Like I
crazy.
said, man, it's politics. It's who the players that he likes. He doesn't like Chris Blair. Evidently, Cordell Hodgson rubbed him the wrong way. Um, Clark Phillips is another guy I haven't seen for whatever reason. I know he started off with a rib injury, but so you telling me a rib injury is the whole season? Because dude ain't touched the field. And Clark Phillips was actually a guy that was making plays. And what it tells me is it's politics. It's the players that were drafted prior to him coming here that some of the guys that just are not playing
Ooh.
that were actually solid players. So I'm like, evidently these players, some of these guys have rubbed them the wrong way, and that's what y'all was talking about the Ray McLeod situation. Same thing with him. It's like anybody that calls Raheem out or any player that he doesn't really care for is politics. Because you can't tell me that Steele is a better player than Chris Blair, better than
No
Cordell.
way. Right.
You can't tell me that. We've seen these dudes play. So at the end of the day, yeah, he's a player's coach to the players that he likes. That's who he's a player's coach to. But the guys that he don't like, he hasn't given them guys an opportunity because what happens tomorrow night if Chris Blair plays and goes off?
Boy, Jew, you don't realize, boy, that you done cooked up something with that statement right there.
I got a question.
Oh, hold on. I need the people to put some fire in the chat, boy, cause Drew just literally sat here and mic dropped the whole show.
But that's the question I got. So with that being said, and I honestly believe that's exactly the case. But there's an interesting tidbit that we need to speak on. So if that's the case, a lot of people were saying that being that obviously Mr. Blank brought in Terry Fontenot, do you guys believe that he's intentionally sabotaging Terry Fontenot because he want his own guy and he want his own GM in there? Because all the guys that he brought in, all the guys that Terry has brought in, most of those guys are not even playing.
At this point in time, I will definitely have to say yes. And I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, man, it's just way too much. It's way too many questions. It is, and most of the questions is not even on the field. It's the other stuff. I mean, just look at what's just going on here, just in it this year in itself.
Just look at Carolina right now. Both of those jokers was hired at the same time. The same time. And they pretty much about to fight for a playoff spot. While we damn near the damn basement with the Saints.
It goes back to what we said before. And it goes back to what happened today with the whole Ray McLeod. It goes back to the whole Ike Hilliard that divided the locker room when he did what he did. When he fired Ike Hilliard, he didn't know what type of consequences that was going to have on this season and how it was going to affect the locker room. Just because guys don't speak out in the media, don't mean that they didn't see what happened, and it doesn't mean that it didn't rub them the wrong way. Ray McLeod is just a guy that's going to speak his mind about it. Everybody don't speak out loud about when something rubs them the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? Ike Hilliard, he was a coach that won't gonna sit back and keep his mouth shut and sit by and watch this team spiral. And I got more respect for somebody that will speak up and say, look, y'all, we need to fix this, this, and this. I don't care who it rubs the wrong way. Y'all heard of player only meetings. The reason they call it player only meetings because you can speak freely. Hey, look, man, this gotta stop. You in some of those player only meetings, usually that's when guys get called out. Like, look, bro, you need to come here to practice early. You need to do this. You need to run this route right. You need to block on this. Whatever's being messed up, I really feel like that's what happened with the whole IQ thing. He told them, look, after this Carolina game, this was not acceptable. And he probably went straight to Raheem, like, this is the stuff you need to fix. And he didn't like it. Let's just be honest. That's what happened. That's why Ray came out and said it had nothing to do with performance. I mean, it did have something to do with performance, the coaching. That's what it had to do with. Because I hear you, I'm telling you, he gave Raheem and whoever else a piece of his mind, and he let them know, hey, look, man, And what do we say about Dan Quinn that pissed us off in that Super Bowl? You sat there and watched him not run the ball. Kyle Shanahan.
Ooh,
That's what
boy.
pissed us off. So it's like, at least IQ, you said, look, I'd rather have a coach that'll tell me the truth. That's a real friend. A real friend gonna tell you the truth whether you like it or not. Bro, you need to do this. You need to change this. Bro, I don't think you should be doing that. That's a real friend. A real friend ain't gonna sit there and just watch you crash and burn. So I don't want yes people in my corner and just always give me what I want to hear. And that's Raheem's problem. He got too many coaches on this staff that just telling him what he wants to hear instead of saying, bro, we not doing this right. We not doing that right.
See, and here's the worst part about it that we're not really talking about. Ike Hilliard was actually a guy under Raheem Morris in Tampa Bay who he brought in.
And he was great at developing wide receivers on top of it.
See, here's the one because this is where, like you said, the questions that came with the Ike Hilliard thing was, I understand if it would have been right near the end of the year if you feel like the wide receiving thing was like woo 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 woo. You fired him 3 games into the year and replaced him with a guy who ain't did anything either.
And he was as a wide receiver coach under Arthur Smith.
Exactly.
But people forgot about that, right? He a coach. He got to know something about this position. It does not work like that. Goodness.
Ray McCloud had his career year with Ike Hilliard as his wide receivers coach. They had a relationship like that. That's why he signed with the Jets and wore Ike Hilliard's number. He been telling you he been in his corner this whole time. And like Drew said, that destroyed this team. Sam said it earlier this week. The heart and soul of your team got destroyed when you got rid of this guy. We said it from the beginning, and I know a lot of people would probably look like, well, this wide receiver core, he was responsible for this wide receiver core not being good early in the year. Now you finding out that ain't the case. But BP got the 499 here, say it would not surprise me if he's trying to sabotage Terry. At the end of the day, we don't dang know when it comes to this goofball. I cleaned it up for you.
I appreciate that, BP.
Cleaned it up.
At the end of the day, I told y'all before, I don't even think he's smart enough to sabotage anybody. I don't really think that he's sabotaging. I really think this whole situation, what it comes down to is, like I said, he let his ego get in the way. He got embarrassed, or he didn't like what was said by IQ. But not only did it make this team fracture the team, but what it did is, it's like anything. If you see somebody speak out and they get fired, are you going to speak out as a player, another player on this team? When they seen Ray get released, it sent the wrong message to the team. Because anybody else that's going to speak up, if you seen him get fired or any other coach who's going to speak up, it sent the wrong message. As much as they try to lie to us and say everything is collaborative, we all go into a room and we come up with, we work it out and we talk about it, and everybody has their ideas. All the ideas are welcome. Evidently, it wasn't, because when IQ spoke out and when Ray spoke out, they would let go. You see what I'm saying? So what message did that send to the locker room? I bet not say nothing out of place, because I might be the next one to go. You know what I'm saying? That's what the message is sent to the team. Instead of saying, all right, let me see what we can do, and they try to rectify it, it was just like, boom. After they said something, boom. IQ was gone. Boom. Within the next couple of weeks, Ray was gone. But he was already being like healthy scratch. Right after IQ was gone, healthy scratch. Next week, nothing, personal, nothing. Then next thing you know, released. Like, the writing was on the wall, man. So at the end of the day, it's like it sent the wrong message to the team. Now everybody's scared to talk. Now that's why we see guys that's quiet. We ain't heard nobody else say pretty much nothing. They liking tweets and liking, but forget liking tweets. No, speak out. Tell me what the issue is.
Right. Because the biggest thing is, if you don't speak on what the issue is, you're never going to fix the problem.
There you go.
If the problem is the coach's ego, then that gives the higher up something to really look at and be like, okay, is this guy worth keeping around? Because at the end of the day, regardless of what the record is and if the team is underperforming, when you got all these distractions like this going on, and like you said, it is outside of the X's and O's and the hashes, like you said, it's a bad look. And unfortunately, what we have been seeing so far this year, we've literally been seeing this team literally done turned into a soap opera right in front of our eyes. While we sitting here in Atlanta, go figure. But
yeah,
it's just not. It's not a good look right now. It's one thing to be a bad football team, but to have an underachieving football team with a bunch of drama is worse.
And we're not on the same page. What you're saying, Kay? We're not on the same page. That's why we're seeing the problems we're seeing. So these games, I'm watching closely because these games gonna tell us everything we need to know. And that's one thing that John Abraham said. He said basically, like, we gonna know in these next couple games how they finish this season out. If they really are playing for Raheem Morris, we're gonna see them play inspired football. If they're not, we're gonna see more of what we saw against Seattle, where it's like anything go against us, okay, we spiral, we get blown out the rest of these games. And then if that happens, oh, he definitely gone in because we can see it in plain sight that they kind of gave up in that Seattle game. So if that happens again tomorrow night on national TV, if we get blown 40-10, bro, I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna be no question whether he getting that pink slip. It ain't no question because we can sit there and watch with our eyes and see, are these players giving this they all, or are they going half-tailing it and they just like, man, bump what this dude talking about.
If you say if they sandbag tomorrow, boy, that's that. Like you said, that's one of the worst.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is Raheem's last chance because if he gets fired here in Atlanta, I don't think you would ever see him get another head coaching opportunity in the NFL. I'm just gonna be honest on that. Because like I said, it's like you said, to have a team that has the expectations they had and it literally just got burnt to the ground in a matter of 2 years. And it's nothing but a bunch of drama. And it is getting to a point where his reputation has got called out. And all the evidence is pointing that he ain't the guy who he say he is off the field.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Smith. He won't make it out of Tampa if that happens. They're making it out of Tampa, boy. They go bury you in the damn stadium if you don't get this shit right.
Yeah.
Take the Greyhound back to Atlanta.
You ain't getting a Greyhound, boy. They gonna get his ass a bike and tell him pedal your ass home. That's what they gonna do. They ain't gonna spend no damn plane ticket on his ass. I'm telling you.
I don't think he's getting it right, man. And I really feel like Tampa Bay right now, man, they looking at us and they licking their chops right now.
Mm-hmm.
They saying that, look, if we can beat the Falcons, and hope for Carolina to lose, we'll take the sole first spot in the division.
Right.
Like Falcons, they got to understand. Again, we said this, man. No team, no game is an easy game. But at the same time, like we all been saying, man, if we go out here, we see that these players are serious about winning and, not just for the team, but just do it for your career. Do it for it's. At the end of the day, you play for that you play for that name on the front of the jersey, but the back of that jersey means a lot for yourself.
Right.
So you guys got to. But if they don't, it's mutiny. I've said this earlier today, man. It's like after reading the Ray post, I really feel like Raheem Morris created mutiny, and he had mutiny in his hand. Like you can't sit here and tell me that these players are playing their hearts out right now.
I got a question off that reading this from Smitty. So him putting them young ass coordinators at OC and DC was stupid mistake. His ego won. So do you think, obviously with this statement, do you feel like this was designed all the way. He didn't want like the statement that he made early when he had his presser, when he was talking about he wanted to have, he didn't want to be the smartest guy in the room. You think that was a lie?
Can I get this one? Can I get this one? Can I get this one? Can I get this? Can I cook this one?
Let me say something. Zach Robinson, I can agree. Zach Robinson, I can agree. Ulbrich, no, because the thing is about Ulbrich, and yes, Ulbrich is just a puppet. He's a puppet for Raheem.
Wow.
We said this though. We said this when they hired him. Ulbrich is not a young spring chicken. The man's been in the league for a minute, and he's been a coordinator before. Hell, he was an interim head coach.
Yeah.
So, it's like I'm not, again, but it still stems from his ego because he wanted somebody he can control. Remember the candidates that we tried to hire after we fired Jimmy Lake. We wanted Wink Martindale from Michigan. We wanted I forgot who else we wanted to bring in. Like we wanted to bring in so many other people, but we brought in somebody, Jeff Ober, and I already knew.
It was the Carolina old guy. Dang, what's his
name? Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes. And I'm like, I already knew when I saw that the news breaking that they was going to interview Jeff Ober. I'm like, well, he gonna get.
It was done. Yeah, it was a done.
It was a wrap.
I said, I already know he gonna get the job. And it wasn't even 4 hours later. Well, y'all shitting me. And like, I'm being dead serious, man. It's like, again, man, he still want to do things his way.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot hire a head coach like that. You just can't. You ain't even proving it. You're not a Bill Belichick. You're not a Bill. Like those guys, they can call shots without listening.
They're proving their worth.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about those guys, and I don't mean to interrupt you, Don. Even those guys bring in veterans to help them. Bill Belichick even had veterans on his coaching staff. So I think when Smitty put like he got those two young guys, I think he was referring to Jimmy Lake when he first hired. I don't think he was referring to Jeff Ulbrich. But at the end of the day, you're completely right, Don.
But Lake was a head coach at Washington.
So he's not,
But I think he's talking about him being like a first-time play caller in the NFL because they always went LA together. Because Jimmy Lake went back to LA. He's on LA's coaching staff.
And look how LA.
I'm about to say y'all forgot Jimmy Lake is actually an analyst over there in LA. And look at Nate Landman.
He wasn't allowing Jimmy Lake to do what he does. We tried to tell people Jimmy Lake was aggressive, but he wasn't allowing him to be aggressive.
Damn, boy, y'all done cooked all my points, man. I was like, God damn. Damn it, man. Damn it. I want to answer that. I will answer that. So, when he's referring to the two young ass coordinators, it goes back to what we was talking about earlier this week, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, what Raheem Morris did, he made the cardinal sin of redemption. Yes. That's the cardinal sin of a second chance. If you get a second chance as a head coach, and everybody with common sense know, if you get a second chance as a head coach when you haven't really been proven to be a winner, the first thing you do is you're going to bring some type of experience, some guys that's going to challenge you in certain aspects of the game. The fact that you bring in two guys that's never done it before tells me what you tried to do was you tried your ego, not only just throwing your weight around, but you're trying to create your own coaching tree. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Raheem was trying to create his own coaching tree. Cause that's what happens when like usually when guys do that, that's when they usually get like those young hotshot guys that probably never done it before. Raheem doesn't have a coaching tree. He's part of the Tony Dungy coaching tree.
Yeah.
He wanted to do his own shit. Essentially, what Raheem Morris has done is he's essentially doing what everybody thought Bill Belichick was going to do downhill.
But can we really say Raheem is part of the Tony Dungy coaching tree? Because
boy, you read my mind because he go out of his way to say he's a Gibbs guy than he is a Tony Dungy guy.
He a damn lie because he ain't no damn like that man ain't never coached under no damn Tony Dungy. That man, like, he got there in 2002, the same year they won their Super Bowl. Dungy was not there in Tampa Bay. He was in Indianapolis.
Can I rephrase it then? He was the coffee boy for Tony Dungy. How about
that's
that?
exactly what it is. He brought him in to be the coffee boy. I think I forget who it was, but somebody put in the word for Raheem, and he came, and Tony Dungy said, "Yeah, that's all it was."
But he wasn't. But he went in the building when Dungy was there. That's what I'm trying to say. Like he was still at Hofstra.
Yeah. You say he was a coffee boy.
He was still coaching college football at that time. Dungy, like, remember, he came 02 season. That's the year that the Buccaneers traded to get Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky. Yep. So no, he wasn't Dungy. So yeah. Misquoted, y'all. Misquote. Case Styles messed up, y'all.
He want to say he part of the Gruden coaching tree. He can say that. Like, he can make that argument because he worked under Gruden up until Gruden got packed up, and then they made him the head coach.
Damn.
But remember, he left Tampa Bay after 05 because he went to because he wanted to be a defensive coordinator so bad. He went to Kansas State for that one season, and he went back. He went back to Tampa Bay, and Kansas State defense that year was ass.
So you say he was just the definition of just all ass.
Pretty much.
All ass. Oh Lord.
So
that's what I'm thinking about that, because I look at it from a standpoint of if you're getting a second chance and people are having a belief behind you, wouldn't you in common sense terms try to get the best people to bring the best out of you to make the situation better?
This is why I decided one of my first two recruits was gonna be Kev and Jew. I already knew that having some of the best people, like I said, well, a lot of people don't know Kev was actually my first recruit, but Jew was the one that said yes first. So I already knew what I wanted to surround myself with, a bunch of intelligent guys. You know what I'm saying? And obviously the Dunn, he pretty much runs the heavy hitters. If y'all don't know, this is pretty much he and the Jew show, and that's how we want it, man. Like my thing is, I don't want to be the smartest person. I don't want to be the person that's always have all the answers and answer all the questions and all that time. You have to surround yourself with great people if you want greatness. And if you want greatness, you're going to do exactly what Raheem doing. Have a bunch of buddies around.
I got something to say. I got one more thing. Do y'all know, I brought up that 06 Kansas State team, right? Do y'all want to know, like, Ron Prince was the head coach. Now, keep in mind now, Raheem was there for only one season in 06. Do anybody remember who the offensive coordinator was on that team?
I'm scared.
James Franklin. That man had James Franklin and Raheem Morris as his coordinator. But I give James Franklin credit, though. because when they fired Raheem, because they lost 6 games. I think they lost 6 or 7 games that year. But when they got rid of Raheem, the team got better.
Man, you need to
Why is
stop,
that?
man.
I'm no,
I knew
no.
something was coming. I knew something was coming.
Oh my
Man, why does
God!
this man keep getting all these opportunities and this man has proven that he's not good?
Because you have, but like I said, the thing is, you have to remember here. Remember, let's go back to the hiring process, and this is where kind of where my red flag was about it, but it wasn't it wasn't really the X's and O's part about it. Of all the coaching, like you have to think about it, of all the coaching candidates in 2024, Raheem Morris was the main one that was doing all the podcasts and all the TV shows and stuff like that, pleading his case to be a head coach. So he has a lot of media backing behind him because of the smile and the perceived nice guy thing. So the media is behind him.
Yes.
So that's why he really gets a lot of these chances, because he knows how to kiss up to the right people in the media. He got some media savvy in him. I tell you that much. I give him credit on that.
You just saying he's Suki Hunter. That's what you saying.
Yeah. He be sucking off the right media folks. But like I said, like I said, and that's a genuine question. I'm just asking y'all. I'm just asking everybody that's watching right now. Out of all the head coaching candidates in 2024, how many of you know did the Pivot Podcast, Drink Champs, Good Morning Football America, and he did another one too. At the same time, having Mike Tomlin speaking up for you and Tony Dungy speaking up for you on NBC. I want to ask that
All them
question.
people need to speak out for him now. Where all them people at now that was saying he was going to do something for us? People that back for me to come out and speak. But at the end of the day, man, it go back to what Mike said.
I'm asking y'all this question. Hell, the dude had his own documentary right after he got the head coaching job for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The one that's circulating right now that everybody is clowning.
Shut up, Kevin.
Like I said, it go back to what we said, what Mike said earlier about when you recruiting me and you. At the end of the day, when you building a team of coaches, you can't care who get the credit. If you look at the great coaches, look at Andy Reid's coaching staff. He got Spags as his defensive coordinator. He's been a head coach. He's been a long time defensive coordinator. Probably have just as much skin in the game as far as years of coaching, maybe more years than Andy Reid as his defensive coordinator. But they don't care who gets the credit. And that's the same thing over here. We don't care who gets the credit. We don't care who gets the credit. At the
Oh
end
my
of the day,
God.
whether it's Mike, whether it's K Styles, whether it's Don, we all bring what we bring to the table, but nobody cares about nobody has a bigger ego than the other and care about who get the credit. We just want to win. We just want to put out great content. The
Oh
same
my
thing with the
God.
Falcons.
Right. My bad. Keyshawn had me laughing up here. He had the same documentary. He got his chain snatched and started barking at the
Kevin, you gonna interrupt you today?
No, I had to explain why I was laughing so hard.
I'm just gonna speak on this word. I'm just gonna speak on this word right now. Opportunity, man. People take opportunity for granted, man. And like as men of color, we don't get opportunities that much. That's just how the world operates. So whatever opportunity we get, man, we gotta seize it and do the best we can to succeed.
Prove the narrative wrong.
It doesn't matter if you feel like you could do it on your own. all the great people ain't never been great on their own. They always had a team or
Martin Luther King had
or a board of
so
people.
many people on him. He had Andy. He had so many guys on his side. You think he was able to get all those laws changed because he was just out by himself? Like, no, you got you in order to achieve great things, you gotta have help. There's nobody in this world that have done anything great without help. Some of the richest people in the world got some of the best assistants in the universe.
Look at LeBron. I hate to bring this man up. Look at LeBron James. Like the dude is playing 22, 23 years of professional basketball right now. Do you think he making his meals and doing all this himself? No, he got a team telling him, hey man, at your age, you got to be doing this, stay on your game. Or you need to be wearing these type of shoes, or you need to make sure you get this amount of sleep at night, or you need to spend this much time in the oxygen chamber each day. Like, he ain't doing all. LeBron ain't got the knowledge to sit there and do all that. No, his job is to go out there and win games for the Los Angeles Lakers. But at the same time, in order for him to still do those things, he had to hire people and have people on his side to help, get him up each day. It's hard. You in your 40s, it is hard to be active.
Right.
And you can't get offended when somebody corrects you. At the end of the day, you're not gonna always be right about everything. So if somebody correct you, you gotta have people that can put you in your place and you be all right with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be so high and mighty that you think that you're above reproach at any point.
Yep.
Here, Bucho here asked the question. We know what we want, but we have no say. So, in worst case scenario of keeping Raheem Morris, what should be done at that point? Player, staff, trade, signings, firings, and hirings. It's gonna be the
What should
same
be
shit.
done?
No, he
I
said
mean,
if the let's say because on 680 one of the guys said it's a possibility that Raheem Morris may come back stronger next year than this year.
who the hell believe that? Like all this fancy bull crap. Like, man, y'all, I want to see it. Like he said, I keep telling people about. It's like you can't tell me that he gonna come back. What is he gonna come back good at? Because the thing that we're doing well this year ain't got nothing to do with his strengths. Like we're getting after the quarterback. He's not a guy that builds in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? We run the ball. Like we run the ball. That's not his strength.
Yeah.
So the things that we're doing well, those are not his strengths. And I think that's the thing we got to look about. So as an owner in Mr. Blank, he got to be real about who's the guy. And I made a video about that, about Jeff Ulbrich, and I was saying it's like we got to be sure that Jeff Ulbrich is the architect of this.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find that damn video.
Kevin, you trying to make all these damn jokes? Shut up! Let me finish, goddamn.
No. I'm seeing if I try to find that video. That's what I'm telling because they
Kevin, ain't nobody want to see the what his name is from
no, it's
Friday.
Stay off of my grass. What I told you.
We talking about what somebody got in change snatch. Like we nobody trying. We ain't talking about what you talking about. My mama gave me that chain. Kev, get out of here, man. Be quiet, Kev. Kev, a whole nother
No. I'm trying to find the sound clip. You can keep going. I'm trying to find the sound clip of that.
Kev, I done heard that clip 50 times, okay? I done heard that clip 50 times.
But the people haven't heard that clip. Well, they might have, but
no, all I'm saying, man, and hell, I forgot what the hell I'm saying because I'm gonna explain with you. What the hell was I saying? Anyway, man,
talking about Raheem Morris coming back stronger next year.
But like possibility. Jeff Ulbrich. Yeah. It was Jeff Ulbrich. We just got to be sure that Jeff Ulbrich is the architect of what the strengths are in this team. because we've made a mistake in hiring Dan Quinn because we thought he was one of the main guys that built that Seattle, that helped build that Seattle front seven, and he wasn't because he couldn't duplicate it here in Atlanta. He can't duplicate it in Dallas, and he didn't duplicate it right now in Washington. Ironically, one of the guys that we had on the show, one who he's a Washington fan. He's talking about Dan Quinn being on the hot seat again because the defense sucks. So we've made this mistake before hiring guys that did not or weren't the architects. And then the one guy that was the architect of the running game, we fired him, Arthur Smith. So we got to be sure about who the architects of teams are and not just give guys there because he was standing next to the guy who was calling the shots.
That's it, man. People got to stop. People
My
got
mama gave me that chain.
people got to stop being delusional, and people got to stop like thinking that having false hope is going to bring fortune to us. It's not going to do. It's not going to be that way. Coming back strong, like no. The dude, you had 2 years, all right. Especially with this season right here, yeah, we had some injuries and stuff like that. But damn, you was already like making horrible mistakes in the beginning of the season before Pennis got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that's why I said yeah, he could keep it. He can be retained because I already know he gonna lean heavy on Pennis getting hurt and other players being hurt, and he had to fire his wide receiver coach in the middle of the season. And I'm pretty sure if that happens, I'm pretty sure TJ Yates is gonna be gone. They going I'm telling you what's gonna fire TJ Yates. They may fire Zach Robinson. You know, they may fire Dwayne Ledford. And that right there's the architect behind our run game right there. It ain't Zach Robinson. It's
They
Ledford.
fired the Dwayne Leffert, kick everybody out, fire everybody.
But I
They
swear, if
did, man.
Lefford Lee, I swear to God, I'm gonna go ape shit. Just like when I found out we got rid of Cox, the defensive line coach, after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You don't let go like that, man. You just don't. They position coaches. Now I see if they were leaving to take a promotion, becoming a coordinator somewhere. Okay, or a head coach at a college or something like that. Okay, cool. Let the man go. Live out his dream job, but don't let somebody go from being a position coach to us, and then they go to another team being position coach to them, and then end up winning and doing good for them. They don't that again. That just don't make any sense to me, man. And like I said, man, like I tried to say earlier, man, with the opportunities, man, like we got to do a better job, man, at seizing the moments and stuff, man. Like Raheem Morris and Sharon Moore, these two guys, man, like these guys ain't gonna never get another opportunity again. I know Raheem, mate, and Sharon, like I'm just very disappointed in this dude because I'm like, bro, you were the head coach of the fucking Michigan Wolverines, and I know a lot of people don't have their opinions about Michigan. But Michigan is a blue blood football team. We are a blue blood. All right. Like that's like having one of the best. Being a head coach at Michigan is a prestigious thing. All right. You don't take that for granted. They don't just give that title to just anybody. And for this dude to just be out here being reckless, sleeping with people and stuff, knowing good and well we've been in scandal hell for the past 3 years with the cheating stuff and all this rumors and all and you adding it on top of that deal. They had to fire him. They had to because you had the opportunity to, and it was easy. You just won the national championship. You've been recruiting guys. We've been doing good in the transfer portal. All we got to do is just allow these young players to grow up, and we can be in the playoffs again. if he walked into the easiest situation as a head coach, just like Raheem Morris. You walked into an easy situation. All you had to do, man, is just win games. That's it. Be competent enough to win games, and you couldn't even do that.
And BP with the 499 here said, by the way, that was Wade Phillips' defense. He coached at LA.
Yeah, well, we all, man, we all.
We already know that. That's a 3-4. That was a 3-4 defense.
Right here, boy. Nothing about. That's why he brought in Goldberg.
That was a 3-4 defense.
Defense in his life.
That was a 3-4 defense. Hold on. Here you go, Mike. I got it right here. Hold on. I got it right here. Hold on. I got to click it.
Obviously, people are upset with Raheem Morris. If I were to say, who would you rather have, Raheem Morris or Kyle Shanahan, who would everybody say? It's Kyle Shanahan. If I were to say, who would you rather have, Raheem Morris or Dan Campbell? What would everybody say? Exactly. Do you know that Raheem Morris, as bad as it is around here, has a better record his first 2 years than both Dan Campbell and Kyle Shanahan? Dan Campbell went 5-7 and 3-13. He had 8 wins his first 2 years. Kyle Shanahan, he went 6-10 and he went 4-12. He had 10 wins his first 2 years. Already, with still games to be played, Raheem Morris has 12 wins his first 2 years.
Did
so
they
it's
have
bad.
The talent on their roster at the time that this one does?
That's the caveat. They were building along the way.
Yeah.
And it came piece by piece and draft by draft. So the badness that we are seeing, the destitute feeling that we have, it's been worse in places that are better. And if Raheem Morris, because I'm not convinced, I am not going to put the deed to my house up that Arthur Blank would make a change. If he is coming back and it becomes a question about you have to get rid of now your offensive coordinator or your special teams coordinator, you got to go find, I don't know who it is, Joe Brady or Brian Flores, I don't know, whoever. But if he's coming back and he has the ultimatum, you have to get coordinators who get it right or else you're out of here, he's already off to a better start than some of the best coaches in the NFL. Obviously.
Dude smoking crack. You're not gonna sit here and compare a San Francisco team that didn't have not nobody on that fucking team.
Nobody.
To a team that we after Arthur Smith left, bro, we built the team. The team was built. All we needed was a damn quarterback. All we needed was a quarterback and a couple of passers. That's it.
Bro, those teams didn't have no talent on it. Like, how you gonna say that and then talk about the Falcons got talent and those teams didn't have talent, and then in the same breath say Raheem is better than old guy because he had talent? What the heck? You know what? I don't like you no more, King. I'm gonna punch you in the face when I see you next time, all right?
And I'm gonna throw your ass. I'm gonna throw your ass across state lines. You try to pull that shit on me.
We're gonna be fighting because Kev really tried me. I'm trying not to rant right now, and Kev is just pulling out all this stuff to piss me off tonight. What in the world? How can you look at Raheem and say he good? We still don't know what our offense is. We still have no clue. What are we running? Are we a spread offense? Are we a balanced offense? Are we like what the heck are we?
Defense.
I have no clue.
Man, look.
What the wow. Like how you say that? Like, bro, this man, I don't know what Raheem got, but he got a long bank for these media guys, because Jesus Christ, bro. I have never seen somebody so trash. All he does is lose, and the media be like, yep, I like him. Huh? He's literally done nothing. Bro, we about to lose. No man,
I'm gonna be honest with you. The delivery of what he was saying was correct, but the validity of it was some bullshit. That shit was not valid at all. Like if you gonna compare things, be valid with your comparisons. Don't sit up here and just throw stuff and have people be like, okay, yeah, I remember his first 2 seasons. Yeah, he ain't had Nick Bosa. He had Joe.
Like what we
Like
they didn't even have Jared Goff. Dude. I mean, damn.
They ain't have nobody. I'm telling the 49ers.
They had nothing.
Oh man, everybody in the chat talking about, boy, they almost threw up in their mouth when they heard that.
Yeah, I watched that clip of oh boy, K that you just pulled up. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think that he was just a player. They say devil's advocate. I don't think that he wants Raheem Morris back. When I watched the full clip, he basically said, based off of what how Arthur Blank normally operates, when he was basically stating, like, how he gives every coach 3 years. He was basically saying the only, like, that was his caveat. He's like, the only like positive is he has more wins. But that's when old girl was like, well, like you were saying, Don, you
Yeah.
got to add context to this conversation. We can have this conversation, but I tell people all the time, you can't just look at numbers. Let's add the context in it. And she basically was like, well, did the Lions, did they have the same roster that they currently have now? He was like, no. He kind of glossed over it really quick, but they were asking him, and like he had other people in there with him, and they were like, were either one of those teams fully built? You know what I'm saying? And neither one of those teams. Dan Campbell took over a team that pretty much was empty cabinets. He didn't really have much, just like when we had Arthur Smith, the same deal with the other coach that he was saying. Like both of those situations, Kyle Shanahan, when he first got to the 49ers, they built that team.
Brad Holmes,
Quarterback. He had to bring in the quarterback.
Brad Holmes did. Brad Holmes had done an excellent job up there in Detroit drafting guys and bringing guys into Detroit, and they have an opportunity of what they want to do. That's the same thing Terry tried to do, but Terry, the problem is we don't have fucking coaching here that can out there elevate the players that we have. That's the problem. It's the coaching.
There you go.
I don't think Terry's a bad general manager. Like again, like, yes, we have issues with it, like guys not staying healthy, like the Troy Andersons and the Braylon Trices. But at the same time, man, it's like, we all, if you look at all our first round draft picks, I feel like we done hit on.
You're right on point, Don. And I really feel like that's the biggest problem. What they really need to do, if y'all really want to know what I think that the Falcons need to do, they need to let Terry be the GM, the real GM, and not the de facto GM, and stop getting in his way. Because we know that he didn't pick Arthur Smith, and we know that he didn't pick Raheem Morris as the head coach of this team. So if they do fire Raheem, they need to let Terry have a voice, because all of the guys that Terry brought over, say from New Orleans, has worked. Let's be honest. He brought Caden Ellis over. I didn't know how that was going to work out, because Caden Ellis won't this same player in New Orleans. He was starting to bud into a decent player, but we know that Terry was a former scout. Also, David Onyemata, he came over here. He's been productive. He hit in the draft with the James Pierce, the Jalen Walkers. Now, he's had some misses as well, but he's done a solid job. So I really feel like they need to give him an opportunity, because you just said, what did Detroit do? They let Brad Holmes cook. They didn't go shop for the groceries and then tell him to make a meal. They said, we're going to let you go ahead and bring in some players and build this team as you see fit. So as quick as a lot of us are saying, like, fire Terry, and all the people that saying fire Terry, has Terry really been given a fair shot? And does he have a voice when it comes to the coaches that we pick? Because I really don't feel like he had much of a voice or a say. We know who's behind the curtain pulling the strings. We've been saying it. Rich McKay.
I'm gonna say this, Jew. Everybody gave Brad Holmes up there in Detroit a lot of shit when he traded to get Golf. All right. And Golf has, like, is he playing MVP football? No. But at the same time, to what Detroit really needs, he's been really good for them. All right. And Brad came from Los Angeles, the Rams. So he knew golf. He knew it. He knew golf. He knew because he scouted them just like Terry did with Almiana Ellis. Like again, you got a lot of these GMs to do their job the right way, so that way that the team can move in the direction that it needs to move to. Again, going back to but with Terry, like I said, he didn't have a say on the hire Raheem or Arthur Smith. Cause let's be real, if he really had a say so on a head coach, we would have had Dan Campbell here in Atlanta. And everybody know Dan Campbell was from New Orleans. He was an assistant head coach on the Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he deserves a chance, because I really feel like Terry Fontenot, he understands. We know that Arthur Blank said he's not a football guy. Well, guess who is? Terry's a football guy. He's played football. He's been a scout. He understands schemes. He understands all of that. So give him an opportunity to pick a coach. Before you just fire him, let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can look at the pieces that we have and bring in a coach that can, coach these pieces that's on this offense. Because I hear everybody saying this, tear the whole team up. I don't care, move Bijan, move whoever you see fit. Before you do that, I really feel like it's somebody that can come in, can look at this team, and they can refurbish it. They can say, you know what, these pieces y'all got right here, I can do something with it. They may not want all of the pieces that's here, like the Kyle Pitts. They might not keep every single piece that's here, but I don't think you have to blow this full roster up. I really feel like it's a team, a coach out there that can look at this team and do. I keep bringing the Bears up. You can look at this team and do exactly what the Bears did. The Bears didn't blow that roster up last year. They got rid of their head coach. They said we're gonna go get a guy that can go back in and refurbish this thing and get this thing going in the right direction. That's all they did, and that's all we need to do. We got plenty of talent, like you said. The talent is not the problem. This team is pretty much built. I'm tired of hearing, well, we just need to blow. This team is built. Go get a coach that can actually coach the players that's here. Yes, they might want to bring in a couple players here and there that they feel, to fit their scheme. But I don't feel like there's going to be a coach that needs to come in and tear this whole team up. I don't want to see another Chip Kelly situation when he went to Philly and he basically blew that whole team up and destroyed that team. Got rid of Deshaun Jackson, got rid of Shady McCoy. I don't want to see that. I'm being honest with you guys. Now, if that's what the owner decides to do because this is his team, so be it. But I don't think that would be the best move. You do that, you're going to set this team back another 3 to 4 years, and we're going to be back in the situation what Mike was talking about earlier. We know that we're not patient as fans, but if you blow this thing up, you're going to end up being back at square one 3 to 4 years before you back to even looking like a winning team.
And I'm about to say, man, we're going to go ahead and get up on out of here because that's going to lead to a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother hour.
Yeah.
So like I said, man, y'all just be on the lookout for all the channels because that we actually will have a part 2 of that conversation, whether you can hear it on Utah Sports, which is almost at the 3K spot right now. So make sure y'all help my man get to the 3K side of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like
2K headed to 2K on Mad Mike Network. Like
there you go. We almost hitting 1,000 over here on the heavy hitters. Like I said, let's go over 6K. We try to get to 1,700 over there as well, man. But as I always say, Thursday night football. Falcons do not need to embarrass themselves. Please don't embarrass yourself on Amazon Prime. and Tank just not getting there here. So yeah, we got another show. We gonna be talking about some of the needs and stuff as well too. So like I said, y'all be on the lookout for that. Till next time, people, I ain't got nothing else to say. So till next time, people, we here to play.
No.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell up out of here.
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry.
I don't give a fuck. I'm just pissed off.
I'm about to watch a documentary. How about that? All right. Deuces.